YouTube was good. My name is Jay Rain, back again with some more 2K news. First, let's get right into this update. Remember last week, I talked about the Dream Team, and I asked the question, why would they announce the Dream Teams in the game when there's no other team of that caliber to match up with these dudes? Well, apparently I was right, because 2012 Team USA is in the game, according to IGN. So all of that trash and all that shit talk that Kobe and LeBron was putting out, you can put it to the test now, because they're in the game and you can play against each other with those people. So let's step right into the next update. Another thing last week that I kind of ranted about was the hop step. See what I did there? So if you played 2K11, you know about the hop step cheese. If you played Crew, you've seen the 7'5" dude hop step in the paint, throw up 2008 pump fakes, and if you jump, you get caught in a foul and dunked on, and if you don't jump, you just get get dunked on. So I was kind of mad at that, so I tweeted Shakedown, who went to the community meetup, and he assured me it's no problem with the new defense and the player abilities and what else, in charging. You don't have to worry about that being a cheesy exploit. Now, if there's one thing I learned from playing online, is that people will learn how to cheat any possible way. So I'm taking his word for it, but I'm hoping for the best and expecting the worst at the same time. Now let's get into the actual news. 2K13, they dropped another developer insight this week, and I'm not going to go into exactly what they talked about, but they did talk a little bit about collisions, the triple threat moves, and they talked about speed and fast breaks. And I'll leave a link to the actual video for those of you who want to see it. But one thing that really caught my eye about a developer insight is that they showed Austin Rivers and they showed Chris Paul, and the faces just didn't look right, you know, like that's just one thing that kind of bugs me. The 2K, they can't really, a lot of times they kind of drop the ball on characters' faces and their accessories, and it seems like they're just kind of doing it again, and that just kind of bugged me a bit, because CP3, that's my favorite dude, and they massacred this man's face on 2K12. Did you see his face on there? Like that? Oh, it's horrible. But hey, whatever. That's just me. It's not going to affect the gameplay, so no problem. And speaking of gameplay, NBA Live 13 got its first bit of gameplay leaked. Now I'm going to link you guys to the video. Now it's an 11-minute long video. Okay, it's the Heat and the Thunder, and I'm going to give a quick overview of it. Okay, first things first, the presentation looks great. It looks like ESPN, like every game you saw on ESPN with the 3D logos this past season. That's what it looks like, and that's great. And I'm like, all right, good for them. That's how the video starts. Then it gets to the gameplay, and you like, wait a second, you know. First things first, the jerseys look like they're glued to the people's skin. Everybody looks like they're the same weight as Kevin Durant, and everybody's jerseys look like they're sewed into their skin, so it doesn't really look right. It looks like NBA Live 99 with updated rosters. Then the sliding and collisions, it looked just like NBA Elite, the demo that came out a couple years ago, and we all know what happened with that. So everything sucks. I think EA really just leaked this themselves so they could get a response from the fans, see how they liked it or not. So, and it doesn't look like that's coming out, and if it does come out, it's probably going to be like a digital download or something like that, because it does not look good for them. And finally, let's get into the big news of today. See, I can't even talk. Let's get into the big news of today. Twitter went crazy. Well, all the 2K Twitters went crazy, and because of this, 2K dropped its trophies / achievements if you're on Xbox. And here's the things that you know I gathered from the trophies achievements. Number 1, old school teams are online. They call them historic teams, but it said you get an achievement or a trophy if you play with a historic team online. And that's great, because me and my homies, the people I play with, we've been asking for this for the longest. I've always wanted to play, like since 2K11, I wanted to play with some old school teams against some new school teams. And they never put it in there. I knew it was gonna be in 2K12, and they let me down. So that's great. Second, my player is probably now my career, because if you look at some of your achievements and trophies from 2K12 and 2K11, you know how they usually use the same achievements, right? Well, this time the my player achievements that you used to, they're showing it in my career mode. Like for instance, it was an achievement on 2K12 and 2K11 that was called My Everyday Player, and that's when your player that you created went from being a bench player to a starter, and now it says My Everyday Player is become a starter in my career mode. So all the old my player achievements are now my career achievements. And then there's also other things in it, so that they hinted that you can kind of tell. Because now with your my player, it was things that, you know, you can build your fan base. You can purchase a pregame ritual. You can choose if you want to sign with Nike or Jordan, and that's great. There's so much more in this my player, and I'm glad that they're adding more customization, because my player is probably the best mode in 2K, and everybody voted it as the best mode. So my career is the new my player apparently, and it looks great. So from what we see so far. And speaking of that Nike or Jordan thing, there's another achievement on there talking about the shoe creator. So now we can create shoes. Now this is what I don't know. Is it going to be like a preset shoe, how they did with 2K11 and 2K12, or is it actually going to be an actual shoe creator? Like, is it going to be a Nike ID kind of thing, or is it going to be an actual shoe creator? And that just sparks my interest, and that looks great. And finally, the last but definitely not least thing that we saw on this achievement list is something called My Team, and we think that's my crew. And there's also my player pickup is back too. But let's get back into this My Team thing. Okay, there's achievements for My Team, and these achievements are things like just play a game in My Team mode and other little things. And one of them says it's to good use. That's the name of the achievement. It's called to good use. And that's just to play a My Team game. Now, what would you put to good use? Would you put a regular player to good use? Or would you put your My Player to good use? Or even some sort of created team to use, like what FIFA does with their Ultimate Team mode. So yeah. And some people, they said, nah, this is probably just team up. And where I'd say that's wrong, because the actual bottom achievement is to play a team up game, which is completely different from a My Team game. So that's all the news we have for this week. Tell me how you like it. Tell me if you're glad that we got my player pickup and my crew back. And that's all we got for now. My name is Jay Rain. I'm signing out. Peace.